Hello, Capricorn, my final earth sign of the day. How are you? Fellow earth sign, although I'm Taurus, not Capricorn. I hope you are doing well. Happy July. This reading was supposed to be like the 1st of July through the 15th, but it's already the 7th. So we're going to forgive ourselves for being human and life happening, and we're just going to go ahead and record one now, post it, and it'll be just for this next week from now through the 15th. And within the week, you'll have another video posted for the end of July. Anyway, welcome to Through the Veil Healing and Ascension on this channel and on all of my pages. What we are focused on is spiritual healing, spiritual growth. So what that means is whatever information Spirit provides through me, and it doesn't matter what questions I'm asking or what form of divination I'm using, it always comes with the underlying energy of helping you or giving you information that you need to help align yourself with your highest self. So I also use the Thoth deck, which is a little bit different, a lot more intricate than the Rider-Waite-Smith decks that most people use. So if you see like a little bit of a different interpretation, that's why. It also does not hold your hand. It cuts right to the chase. Anyway, if you are still watching, I'm going to assume that you have chosen to pursue your spiritual healing path, which is great because we're going to dig deep. We're going to do some shadow work, so buckle on up. Anyway, now I believe that if Spirit has brought you here, even if it's by the help of an algorithm, that there is a message in this reading that you need to hear. That said, please keep in mind that this is a general reading for Capricorn, wherever it falls in your chart. Cross watchers, you can watch too. But it just means that you have to take the messages as they resonate. What that looks like is you might need to switch the roles around, or perhaps I'm giving like a specific example and it's not exactly what you're going through, but they have like similar or even exactly the same underlying emotional energies. Take it anyway, apply it as it resonates, because it's all for the good anyway. That said, what else? Where was I going to say? I lost my place in my spiel. We are going to do a 5-card pull. This is just a general reading, what Spirit wants you to know for your highest good from now through the 15th. However, because I am about to do readings for the rest of the month, I want to do a focus topic. So if you will, in the comments, just let me know what focus topic you want me to do a reading for. So like, instance, just put like love, career, finance, spirit work, dharma, whatever it might be. Figure that out and post it in the comments so that way I know what to focus on when we do the next readings. Now, before we start, if you will, let's sync our energies. We can do that first by liking and subscribing to my page. Not only does this help grow my channel, obviously, but it will help complete the energetic exchange between us, which allows me to read the energy more freely. So please do that. And also in the description, there's links to all of my social media. Follow me everywhere because I do stuff everywhere. And I am, hopefully not so slowly, going to be growing all my channels. I want to get to where I don't have to do anything but this because I love doing this. Anyway, after that, let's do 3 deep breaths together. In through the nose, filling up your belly, and breathing out completely through your mouth. With the first breath out, I can speak. With the first breath out, what I'm going to have you do is focus on just kind of releasing everything, clearing your mind. And on the second breath, what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to light one of these since those cones are not staying lit. Second breath out, what I'm going to have you do, gosh, it's been a long day. Second breath out, what I'm going to have you do is focus on grounding yourself. So if you're sitting, feel really heavy in your seat, almost like you're going to break your chair. If you're standing, imagine like roots coming out of your feet, like tree trunks. And then on the third breath out, you're going to set the intention to open up to me. energetically. Okay? So let's go ahead and do those together. In through the nose. Release. In through the nose. Ground. In through the nose. Open. Let's do another one of those last ones. In through the nose. Open. All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Capricorn. All right, so I'm just going to pull these 5 cards and see what Spirit has to say. Is that enough, Spirit? Yes, okay. I need to get new cards because these ones are not sliding as well as they used to. I took them out to a vendor event where I was doing readings, and I don't know, the table, it wasn't dirty, but it just had like this kind of film or stickiness to it, and now my cards are kind of yucky. Anyway, let's see. So, first card is going to be overall energy. Thank you so much for your guidance, Spirit. Can you please give me cards for the collective of Capricorn? What is the overall energy of what you need them to know for this next week? And it is this card. And what should they focus on, Spirit? This one here. And what should they avoid, Spirit? This one here. Likely outcome, or what to look for in the near future. It's this one. And then final advice, Spirit. Anything else you want to tell Capricorn? That one. Oh, you know what? I'll take that one too. I seem to jump and want to come out. So you get an extra card for free. Yay! Alright, so bottom of the deck you have the Devil card inverted. In this deck, the Devil card is all about not being afraid to go out, be yourself, have fun, regardless of the judgment of other people. Lots of times it's talking about kind of adult-like fun. You can kind of see the imagery on the card. That's the type of fun that most people tend to demonize. So the Devil card is saying most of the time, like, go out and do your thing regardless of other people's opinions. But it was inverted. So what this is telling me is it might be time to just kind of, I don't want to say sit at home, but be a little bit more cautious about how you're presenting to the world. Overall energy. Oh, wow. Okay. What to focus on, what to avoid. Oh, okay. So outcome. All right. Cool. So the overall energy is the bad news, but it's not really bad news. It's just where you're at right now, which isn't ideal. So you have the 7 of Cups, debauchery, or debauch, I suppose. And I mean, you could look at the card and kind of get what that means. It's really about you're just in like this negative place, right? Where maybe you feel like overworked, you're annoyed, you're disgusted, whatever the situation may be. So what it's telling you is that it's time for you to kind of stop the stories you're telling yourself and open your eyes and take a look at the reality around you, even if it's painful. So only by perceiving and recognizing what's really happening inside of you and in your life will you be able to come to a place of peace, right? So if you are being pulled some way or another, maybe, or you're feeling some way or another, but you're kind of denying yourself those emotions. And I'm just going to use a very broad example. By all means, this doesn't necessarily have to be the case. This is just an energetic example. So apply this as it resonates. Say you're in a marriage, right? You're married and you have kids. And maybe the marriage isn't that great of a marriage. In fact, it is maybe a little bit toxic. But because you perceive yourself, because you've told yourself it's like important to stay together for the kids, you have maybe a negative idea about divorce from how you were raised or your religious background, whatever it may be, you've almost taken and fooling yourself into believing that everything's really all right, but you know that everything's really not all right, that the situation's gotten a little bit toxic. So this card in that situation would be saying it's time for you to take a look at the reality of the world around you. Not only is your relationship toxic, but that's probably having negative effects on your children. They're probably witnessing some of the toxicity. They're learning from that toxicity, which you don't want. It's also a drain on you mentally and emotionally, and it helps, or it leads you into depression, and it leads you into not being able to do what you were here to do on earth, right? So that's the kind of energy that this represents, right? So whatever your situation is, I just gave you a very, example. But whatever your situation is, it's like you're almost disillusioned, and not looking at the reality of how bad things really are, for whatever reason. And I think it might have to do with you have like this perception of what other people might think, right? So it's time to just kind of do away with that energy. Is what is the overall problem here. So what to focus on is the fact that you haven't made adjustments. So it's the it's the 8 of Major Arcana, which is adjustment. It was inverted though. So what this is telling me is that you know this. You know what the problem is, like in your soul, right? You've been known. But you're still lying to yourself. You're still telling yourself, no, everything's okay. Things will get better, blah, 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 blah. But Spirit has been telling you. You've heard it in your soul. You've seen all the signs. You're getting number synchronicities. You have people randomly talking about that topic in their own lives or whatever it may be. It's there, it's in your face, and you have yet to make the adjustments necessary. So that's your main focus, is you want to start making adjustments. When you are feeling that call from Spirit to make changes, you need to do that. What to avoid, you have the 6 of Swords, which is the Science card. This is basically telling me, since you want to avoid this is telling me that you're very much in your head around whatever the subject is. So, and you're like overthinking it, right? So back to my example about the toxic marriage, you're sitting here thinking, oh, I can never get out of this marriage. I'll never be able to afford to live on my own. I'll never be able, they'll find a way to take the kids from me. They'll blah, blah, blah. You have all of this in your head, and you're just letting it just roll, and it's bringing your energy down, and you're almost programming your brain to believe this, and thus you're essentially like attracting just that to your life. So it's a matter of getting out of your head, releasing, letting everything go, and trusting the universe to lead you where you need to be. The good news is that what to expect in the near future, or the most likely outcome, is your 10 of Cups, satiety, which is, it's emotional fulfillment. It's you have everything that you want, right? It's 10 of Cups. So if you're able to like make those adjustments, tell yourself the truth, stay out of your head and not overthink, and just start following your guides, it'll lead to happiness. Now, final advice from Spirit. This is the one I picked up, and it's inverted the Lovers, but this one jumped. So I'm almost questioning whether Spirit even wanted me to pick this up, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. So the other one is the Three of Discs, the worst card, and this one is all about giving the best of yourself to all areas of your life. So whether that be your physical health, your mental health, your career, your relationships, your spiritual practice, make sure everything's balanced and go full force, give full gusto towards that thing. With the Lovers being inverted, generally what that comes through with me, I will tell you, it honestly doesn't feel like this even fits with the reading. I'm almost tempted to just not even say anything about it, but it's here, so I'm going to. When it's inverted, this is, if it was a love reading, it would be saying, hey, this isn't the one. But with a general reading like this, it most of the time is talking about not being in tune with yourself. So it comes back to kind of like that spirit work thing. So the Lovers could very much be, you being your own twin flame. So it could be talking about that. It could also be talking about, given that it's, it's final advice from Spirit and what the rest of the reading was, it could be saying that, like, now's not the time to focus on romance or love. We need to focus on this stuff first. Once you're able to focus on this stuff, then the correct romantic partner will find their way to you, if that makes sense. It's just time to clean up some stuff first. Anyway, that is what I have for you, Capricorn. Feel free to, again, to go ahead and give me a topic for the next reading. That will be out later this week. Otherwise, you can always email me to book a reading or for spiritual mentorship. And then all the links to my social medias are in the description, so please go ahead and follow me everywhere. Anyway, you have a great rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Bye, Capricorn.